Hey guys, what's up? Nicole here. How are you? I'm good. Today we've got so much excitement. We've got the new, turn it around, silly, jeez Louise, the new Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation, and we've got the old Tarte Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation. So we're going to be putting one on one side of my face, one on the other side. I've already got my eyes done because I figured, let me give you guys something pretty to look at. I mean, I got all this acne going on, so I'm like, yeah, let me do them a favor. So, okay, we've got so much to talk about, like the shade range. Are these the same foundation? We got some drama going on. Let's just roll right into it. Okay, so my ears are on, my hair is up, and I'm ready to go. So let's go ahead and start out by showing you the foundation and some swatches. Okay, let's roll up our sleeves first, and okay, let's wipe our nose on camera too. That's lovely. So you guys do know now that I have a little bit of a runny nose. I'll try to be more gentle later though, so I don't wipe off all the foundation. So this is what the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation looks like, and you can see I have mine in the shade Fair Beige. So it comes in this nice glass jar here, and the top is actually the same top that comes on the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and you can see it's got this blue rim around it, and it also has a blue sticker on the bottom, and that is just indicating that it is the hydrating formula, not the matte formula. And it has this giant doe foot applicator just like the concealer, and you can see here that the foundation's actually like standing up a little bit on the applicator, so that's like really showing you the gel consistency of it. So the shade looks pretty good here, but let me tell you, the shade's looking familiar. So let's bust out the hybrid empowered gel foundation here. So yes, you're correct. I have the same exact shade, Fair Beige, in this foundation as well. So this is going to get interesting here, guys. So the downside about this foundation is definitely the packaging. I mean, yes, it's beautiful, nice frosted glass jar. But seriously, like the functionability of it sucks so bad. It gets so messy. I mean, I've used this one or two times, but I keep this little white thing on here because otherwise it would be 10 times more of a mess than it already is. I mean, I just hate it. I don't know what else to say. It just sucks. And then, you don't want to stick your finger in there and like contaminate it. I mean, it's so frustrating. That's probably why I don't use it more because from what I remember, I do like it. Oh my God. Yeah, you can see I'm like freaking out because this is like almost identical. Like they look so similar. I mean, that's just insane. Like, I just could not wait to try these on my face. I mean, as far as like feeling them, the consistency of them, that is definitely identical. The shade is almost pretty much identical as well. So I'm just kind of rubbing them out here so you can see further what they look like here. Yeah, they're pretty much identical. The one on the top there is the Shape Tape foundation. The one on the bottom is the hybrid gel. So let's just go ahead and start putting these on my face and get to the bottom of this. I mean, Shape Tape Empowered. Do you see a difference? You tell me, because I really don't. The absolute biggest difference between these two foundations is that when Tarte released this hybrid gel foundation, they released a brush to go with it. And on one end of the brush is this little spatula that you're supposed to use to get out the product, and then use the other side to brush it on your face. And that is all fine and dandy, but when they released this Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation, they released it with a sponge, which I don't have that sponge, I just have my beauty blender here, but still, if these are in fact the same foundation, I'm confused. How is a brush supposed to be the best application or a beauty sponge to be the best application? I mean, you tell me. We got a lot of talking to do. We're going to save that for when I actually apply these two foundations. We're going to talk about all the claims. We're going to talk about the similarities and the differences. The hybrid says use a brush. We're going to do that. The Shape Tape says use a sponge. So we're going to do that. We're going to talk about the statements that Tarte made on Twitter. We're going to talk about all the drama on Twitter. And we're definitely going to go over the ingredients. So we're going to find out once and for all, is this the same foundation? Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am going to prime my face today because that's what I normally do, and I want to give this a fair chance, so I'm going to go ahead. I know this seems like a lot, but these are my go-tos. This is what I always do. I know how these primers work, so I'm just going to take my Smashbox primer water, spray a little bit of that in my face first, then I take my Milk Makeup Blur Stick, and this does a really good job at blurring out my pores. I only use this in my T-zone. And then I just take my L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer and I just go ahead and prime my whole entire face with this. My skin is a little bit on the drier side, so I just feel like this really gives me that added extra little luminosity, and I just really enjoy it. So that is what I'm going to do today, and then we will jump right into applying the foundation. Alright, so let's go ahead and start by applying these Tarte Shape Tape Hydration Foundation to this side of my face here. Like I said, I'm going to use a beauty blender because I really do want to see the difference in using the two different tools to apply this quote-unquote same foundation here. You know, they recommended I'll use this brush with this sponge with this. I want to test this difference out here along with everything else I'm testing. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I'm going to get as close as I can to apply it so you guys can see it going on. And then I'm just going to go ahead and talk through this because I have so much information to give you guys. So this will be the fastest way to do it. And then I will stop to point out certain things that I've encountered while I was applying this foundation. So I think the best place to start here is let's start out with letting you know what they both claim, what both of the foundations' claims are. And let me tell you, they both claim the same exact thing, almost word for word. Like the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation has the same claims as the Hybrid Foundation. But let me tell you something. The biggest thing here, something that shocked me more than anything is when I was sitting down to do my research to make this video, I went out to search for information to do this, and let me tell you, Tarte removed this hybrid gel foundation from their website, Ulta's website, like removed it, period. Stop selling it. It is gone. Like, you can't even find it anymore. Like, mind you, I do have it already, like, obviously, but I mean, you know, I was just wanting to do a little bit of research, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's gone? Like, who does that? That just makes you look guilty of something. If there's nothing to hide and you're not guilty of anything, why would you just suddenly remove a foundation from your collection? Why would you take a foundation away? That makes no sense to me. That right there, if you're not guilty of anything, maybe you're not, but that right there makes me think you are, because why else would you do that? Okay, sorry, I'm getting carried away here. So this foundation, to me, I'm making these faces and stuff because this was looking a little bit orange, like around my mouth area for some reason. It's not picking up on camera, but I mean, I don't know what was going on there. And let me tell you, this is not a full coverage foundation. I was pointing out there that it is not even covering up my acne like at all. Like, I don't know, like just even this one first coat, like, I mean, it evened out my skin, yeah, but this coverage is not good so far. And that is like a main claim. This is a buildable full coverage foundation, and let me tell you, so far, you know what I mean, this first layer here is not. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I mean, that just makes them look guilty of something. Why would you take that foundation down? That to me was like, okay, that's like a sign of like something. You don't want me to find out something. You don't want me to something is going on. You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, so that is just gone. Okay, moving on. So, all right, I'm just going to tell you. Okay, both of these foundations claim the following things. They both claim to be a buildable full coverage gel foundations. Yeah, so you guys can see here, I mean, yeah, it looks nice on the skin. I mean, you know, it doesn't look bad or anything, but I don't have any coverage. It looks kind of orange near like the bottom of my face and my mouth area. So, I mean, it's really not doing anything for me right now. I'm really not impressed so far. So I'm just going to try to layer some more on here real quick. So they both claim they're buildable full coverage gel foundations. So far this one here, it is like building up a little bit, but
I honestly, this is not a full coverage foundation. I'll just go ahead and tell you that right now. It's not a full coverage foundation. I guess you could say it's buildable. It is building up some, but it's just not a full coverage foundation, and that's okay. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with the foundation that's not full coverage, but don't claim that it is if it's not. Don't be something that you aren't, okay, Tarte? Jesus. um, Okay, both of them are hypoallergenic, oil-free, and skin smoothing, which, yes, my skin is looking pretty smooth right now, I suppose. They both claim to be luminous, radiant finishes, last 12 hours. I am going to do a wear test today, so we'll see about that. Both of the foundations are pore refining and skin plumping, which the skin plumping part makes sense because they both have hyaluronic acid in them, so that does tend to plump your skin up, give you some hydration. And then they are, well, duh, hydrating. They feel cooling on the skin. I wouldn't necessarily say that. They didn't really feel too cooling on my skin. Like, that's not something I put it on and notice. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but anyway, so okay, this side of my face right now, it looks nice. The color around my mouth is off though, and on the bottom of my face, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to say the whole side of my face is orange because it's not, but just the color is a little bit off for some reason. And the coverage just isn't there. I mean, it's just not, you know what I mean? So if that's something that you have to have is full coverage, you're just not going to get it with this. So, I mean, that's all there is to it. Okay, so something that I'm noticing with this foundation is that as I'm sitting here and piling on the product, trying to build up the coverage, is that it is actually not caking up on me. And I find that to be really, really nice when I find that in a foundation because a lot of times foundations aren't necessarily full coverage. Even though this one claims to be, it's really not. But it's really nice to know that I can layer on the product and it's not going to cake up on me, and I can build it up a little bit to get the desired coverage that I would like. Okay guys, this side of my face is all done. It's looking pretty good. Everything's sitting nicely on my face. I would say it's about a solid medium coverage now. So let's move on. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take this Hybrid Gel Foundation. Well, first we're going to fix our mane and our ears. Jeez, I sound like a lion. I'm going to fix my mane and my ears. Okay, we're going to take this Hybrid Gel Foundation, slap it on the other side of my face. Yeah, this is like so messy. Ugh. So we're going to use a brush, like I said, the one that came with it. Well, it didn't come with it. I bought it too. I only bought it because it was on sale. It's kind of gimmicky, like it has a spatula on the other side, so you could take the product out with it. I mean, yeah, you don't want to stick your fingers in there, you know, get bacteria in it. That wouldn't be good. So I'm just going to put this on my hand and then work with it from there. But anyway, let's continue on with this plethora of information I have for you, okay? Let's talk about the differences between these foundations. Let me tell you, there's barely any, okay? The main one being that, you know, they say the Shape Tape, you should use a sponge. The Hybrid Gel, use their brush. Okay, we got it. The other one is that the Hybrid Gel has a rose scent. The Shape Tape one does not. And then they say that the Shape Tape one has collagen in it, okay? And then I could not find anything that says that the Hybrid Gel foundation has collagen in it or not. But then again, Tarte has blacklisted the Hybrid Gel Foundation from the internet, so it was really hard to do my research on that one. So honestly, that one might have collagen in it too. I don't know because, like I said, it was so hard to, you know, find stuff out about that because Tarte decided to, you know, like delete it from history. So, you know, that one may too. But that is the only differences, and that is like sad, seriously. So, okay, you can see here that this is giving me more coverage with the brush, but we knew that was going to happen. Typically, when you use a brush, you do get better coverage, you know, so that's okay. It is not giving me that orange type of color near my mouth and stuff that I was telling you guys about that happened with the other side. And yeah, this brush does not work good trying to put foundation on my nose. It's actually terrible. It doesn't work at all. Like, it can't be done. I have to use a beauty blender for that part. But the foundation is going on really nicely. I do want to use a beauty blender to smooth it out because typically when I use a brush, I just feel like you can always see the little brush strokes and stuff, you know what I mean, even though you get more coverage. And I think that the coverage that I'm getting from the brush right now is the same coverage that I have on the other side of my face from building and building that up with a beauty blender. So, I mean, that's good to know. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you want to do it faster, use a brush, smooth it out with a beauty blender. Okay, now let's get into the whole issue of, are these foundations the same? So there was this whole drama on Twitter, right, about the ingredients. And so some girl posted something about she had the boxes, the ingredients were the same. So somebody named Talia posted on Twitter that she put the ingredients of both of these foundations in Excel, and it turns out that they were the same, even in the same order. Well, let me say something on that. I have both of these boxes, and the ingredients are the same, but they're not in the same order, okay? Let me tell you something else. I took the ingredients from the Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation. I copy and pasted them. You can do this yourself. And I put that in a Google search. And do you know what came up? Not the Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation, but the Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation. That was the first thing that popped up when the ingredients of the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation were put in Google. That didn't even come up. The Empowered Foundation came up. That is insane to me, okay? So anyway, so Tarte responded to Temptalia's post, okay? Let me read you what Tarte responded with. Okay, before I read you that, I just wanted you guys to see. I just wanted to test without the brush, just the beauty blender with this foundation on this side of my forehead. And for some reason, this is blending out a lot smoother on my forehead here than the Shape Tape one did with the beauty blender on the other side of my forehead. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, you know, I'm using the beauty blender for both foundations, and it's working better with this hybrid gel foundation. It's just going on a lot smoother for some reason. I don't know. That's something to note, though. Okay, so you can see here that Tarte was called out on their ingredients being the same, and their reply was, yes, they have the same ingredients. We used our most hydrating formula as a base, but mixed, filled, and cured it through the proprietary manufacturing method we created for Shape Tape Concealer. This process gives it a different texture, application, and finish. So, to me, that's kind of like, you know, okay, I have some soup. I'm going to heat it up on the stove or I'm going to heat it up in the microwave. You know, I mean, in the end, it's going to kind of come out the same because it's the same soup. You know what I mean? It was just heated up a different way. So, I mean, in the end, how much of a difference does it really make? Well, we're about to find out. Okay, so real quickly, let's just talk about this hybrid gel foundation that I'm putting on right now. I really did like using the brush with it. I think that it is definitely a quicker application method because it instantly gave me a lot more coverage than the beauty blender did. And then I like using the beauty blender just to smooth it all out, and then I can build up some coverage in the areas that I need it. And I mean, this formula, it is really nice, you guys. I mean, it's not accentuating any of my dry patches. It's just sitting really, really nice on the skin. As far as, is there any differences between either side of my face? No. They look absolutely identical. I mean, shade-wise, there's absolutely no difference. As far as like texture, anything like that, they look the same. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, okay? I would imagine that they're going to wear the same, but I mean, hey, you never know, right? That's what I'm here for. I'm the guinea pig today. Okay, that is that, you guys. There's barely any differences. You guys can see it firsthand right here. The only little difference was, you can't see it, but the hybrid gel side blended out a little bit smoother with the beauty blender on my forehead. But other than that, I mean, it's identical. So let's go ahead, do a little bit of concealer, and move on. So last step here, let's quickly apply some Shape Tape, and you guessed it, I'm in the shade Fair Beige in this as well. So yeah, I'm pretty fair, and clearly I have a beige undertone. So I am going to run and re-dampen my Beauty Blender real quick because that is my favorite way to blend out my under eye concealer. And I'm going to set that with the Physicians Formula Mineral Correcting Powder in the shade Translucent. It's really hard for me sometimes to find a powder that is brightening for me for my under eyes because I am so fair, and this one works great. My concealer doesn't crease. And then to set the middle of my face where I put the Shape Tape, I'm going to use this, what shade? There we go, on the left, that lighter shade there from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. Okay, so I just want to talk to you guys for a minute about the shade range of these foundations while I'm applying this concealer. Now I want to talk about both of them because when this Empowered Gel Hybrid Foundation came out, they had 10 shades. I believe they added a couple more, but even still, like, that's hardly anything. And then for this Shape Tape Foundation to launch and only have 15 shades, that is just completely unacceptable. That word just sums it up right there. Unacceptable. I mean, how would you feel if you were just so excited to try a foundation and it comes out and you can't because they don't have your color? I mean, imagine how that would feel. I would be so upset. And let me tell you, I have fair skin, so that happens to me sometimes. I'm on the other end of the spectrum. And Tarte is not the only company who does this, who does not include everybody in their shade range. They are in the spotlight right now, and for good reason, but they're not the only ones. I mean, especially drugstore, which, okay, I kind of understand. Like Physicians Formula just launched the new foundation. I mean, they only have 12 shades. Elf, oh God, they have 5 shades in theirs. Wet n Wild, their new one, they have 8. But then again, like the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation, they have 29 shades. Then you want to get up to the higher end foundations. The NARS new foundation has 33. I mean, Fenty Beauty, she set the stage there with 40 shades. I mean, it is 2018. It is time for a change. I just want to see a change. I want everybody to be included. It is just not fair, and I just feel so bad. You know what I mean? It's time. It's just that time. It's time to include everybody. You knew. The thing is, Tarte knew, like, everyone wanted to try this. This was so hyped up. Everyone loves the concealer. You knew everyone wanted to try this. Why did you only launch 15 shades? I just can't wrap my head around it. I just can't. Oh, it's just so frustrating. And it's like, what can you do about it? I don't know what to do about it. You really can't, sitting in our seats, but I don't know. So, okay. Anyway, about this concealer that I'm putting on right now, it is blending out beautifully. It's sitting really nice on the skin, which, I mean, I kind of hoped it would. I expected that it would because, I mean, I've got Shape Tape everything on right now, or at least Tarte everything. So yeah, everything looks nice, and I definitely cannot tell a difference from one side of my face to the other. You can't see a difference, and I couldn't feel a difference when I was blending out the concealer and stuff. So, I mean, so far, I mean, it's not looking good. These are definitely looking the same. So I'm going to go finish up my makeup, and I'll be right back, so don't you move. It'll just take me a minute. Okay, you guys, all of my makeup is done, and this is what it looks like. I was really, really paying attention to how things blended out on my face, if there was a difference between, my right and my left side, and let me tell you, there is absolutely none. Even, remember I told you earlier that it was looking a little orange around my mouth a little bit with the Shape Tape side? That is like gone now. I don't know if it's because my makeup is done or I'm not sure, but everything looks very seamless. It's sitting really nice on the skin. I'm looking in my very fingerprinty mirror. I'm like really trying hard to find the differences, and I just can't. I mean, they're just not there. They're just not there at this point. I mean, maybe they will wear differently. Maybe one will, last longer than the other. I don't know yet. But at this point, I can say that, they're pretty much like the exact same. And that kind of upsets me because I already had this hybrid foundation and I went out and bought the Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation. So if this turns out to be the exact same, I wasted that money. That's a lot of money, $40 plus shipping, and I wasted it. So I don't know. We're going to give this, a couple hours, see how it wears, but
it's not looking good, Tarte. It's not looking good because these are looking the exact same. So I'm going to go about my day and I will check in with you guys in a couple hours. Well, hey guys, everything's looking about the same, isn't it? Yeah. It's only been about 3 hours, but I'm about to leave my house. I want to stop on here. It's about 5 o'clock now. I'm sorry I didn't show you the time. It was about 2 o'clock when I finished up earlier. So not much has changed at all, really, actually. Everything looks about the same. It's the same on both sides. So I'm going to leave and I'm going to finish my day and I will see you guys later tonight and show you what's going on. Ta-ta! Alrighty guys, last check-in here. It is about midnight. I am exhausted. This has been on my face for about 10 hours now, and you're gonna kill me because I totally forgot to show you the time. I apologize. I promise though, it has been on here for 10 hours. I really wanted to wear this for a full day and find out, what's the deal. So that is what I did. Now, this is what it is looking like. It is not terrible. I've definitely seen worse. It's a little bit different. My issues I'm having, it's definitely like gone around my nose and stuff where I've been blowing it. But mainly it's like wearing off pretty much. You'll be able to see on the sides of my face, like the lower, yep, my eyeshadow's still popping. On like the lower half of my face there where my acne and stuff is, it's wearing off. And I'm actually a little bit dewy, which is weird because I have drier skin. Sometimes I get a little bit shiny, but I mean, I'm pretty dewy here, which, I mean, that just tells me that if you have oily skin, this foundation is most definitely not going to work for you because if this is what it looks like on my face after 10 hours, I can't imagine what it looks like on your face after 10 hours. So you could see there how it was wearing off on the bottom. It's not looking too good in between my eyebrows here. My bronzer and stuff is still holding on there. So mainly, like I said, it's just kind of wearing off. It's not like separating or looking crusty, nasty, anything like that. This is a nice foundation, you guys. I do like it. It's just the thing is I already had it. I have the hybrid gel foundation and I'm here to tell you it is the same. Both sides of my face look the exact same. They did when I put the foundation on and they do now after I've been wearing it all day. Yes, excuse my crazy hair. So, yeah, guys, I mean, you can see it for yourself. This side looks exactly the same as that side. There is no difference at all. And I'm pretty upset about that. I'll get into that in a minute. But, yeah, I mean, you can see it firsthand here. There's no difference. So, if you already have the Hybrid Gel Foundation, don't go buy the Shape Tape Foundation because, I mean, you're wasting your money just like I just did by buying it. So, okay, guys, you made it to the end of the video. If you are still here, you are a trooper. I know this video was long, you guys, and I do apologize, but I really had so much information to tell you. I really, as you can see, did my research on both of these foundations. I already had the one. I went out and bought the Shape Tape one. I have researched it, read about them, did all my homework, and then I went ahead and tested them, did a full wear test on them, and now I am 110% confident in telling you that these two foundations are the exact same thing. They're the same, they go on the same, they wear the same, they feel the same, the shade is the same, I mean, everything. It's ridiculous, and honestly, I feel played. Tarte played me, they played you. They took an old foundation and repackaged it and put the Shape Tape name on it because guess what? Everybody loves Shape Tape. Of course it's going to sell. I mean, come on now. Nobody wanted this other foundation, this little tub. It's hard to use. It's messy. I mean, okay, put it in this glass bottle and call it Shape Tape. Yeah, what do you think that's going to do for it? Okay, but guess what? We are smart. We figured it out, okay? Do not waste your money. I am sending this back to Tarte. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. It is going back. I mean, I'm not spending money on foundation I already have. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it while you were watching, please don't forget, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new and exciting videos. I'm going to have a huge concealer series coming up soon. So, you don't want to miss that. Be sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.